Hey guys, happy Monday to you. So, I'm really excited to talk to you guys today because I feel like this has been such a common theme around this month. All right, it is spring has sprung, and we're all kind of starting to wrap our heads around a lot of different things regarding our health, right? Because we're doing some spring cleaning, right? Winter's done. Get the crap out of here, right? And I know this was kind of the mode that I was in years ago. Now, when I was pregnant with my babies, and I was getting to the point where I was already starting to pay attention to what I was putting in my system, and then spring cleaning time comes around, and allergy season time comes around, and I started just going, oh my gosh, what am I cleaning with right now? This is crazy, and what am I putting in my system? And for me, reducing my toxic load, it came in the form initially of healthcare, right? So I wanted to make over my medicine cabinet, and that's whether it's your medicine cabinet or your cleaning bucket, or just even some of your self-care products, whatever's going on for you. Everybody's going to kind of start at their own separate, I guess, place. And that's what we're going to talk about. I want to talk about the ins and outs of DIY, some of the tools you want to make sure that you have on hand, and some of the things that you need to just get rid of, because, like, not physically get rid of, but in your head get rid of. And I can tell you, I get it. I get it. I get the stories you might tell yourself around DIY, and why or why not you would even want this as part of your life. I very much had stories in my head, and please comment if you are with me on these ones. Some of the stories you told yourself about DIY, what were some of them? I know I was saying to myself, I don't have time for DIY. I don't have time for that. I was working full time. I was having babies. My husband was working full time. I need to just like get to the grocery store, get all my stuff, and get home, right? And that was kind of the story that I told myself. And I need things to be clean. I'm a bit of a germaphobe, right? And I mean, whether you work in healthcare or not, you are. We're very much aware of the germs and things that are surrounding us. But just like things with our nutrition, there's been a lot of work done up by, oh my gosh, the government, the just big pharma marketing companies that have, they're doing a lot of education, but it's because they want us to buy stuff. Okay, so there's a few different steps, okay, that I want you to take hold of. Okay, as you're getting ready, or even if you're in the middle of the DIY journey, okay, because it is a journey, my friend. The first one is just breathe. Just, that sounds really cliche, but just, and I want you to know, why are you interested in doing this? Why? For me, and I can only speak on behalf of myself, it was working in our healthcare system, seeing how sick people were getting, and starting to ask myself, what the hell's going on? Why are we doing all these cool things in healthcare, and yet everybody's getting sicker, and it's costing us a ton of money? What's going on? Okay. And I became pregnant. And I talk about this all the time. I took growing a human in my body very seriously. And I was like, oh my gosh, what I think the baby feels, what I eat the baby feels. And that means, wait a tick, everything that I'm breathing in, putting on my skin, the baby is feeling. Right? So that was my why. The thought of going, I mean, it all stemmed down to my kids, right? Even wanting to make over my medicine cabinet. Yes, I wanted to make it over because I now was pregnant and couldn't take a lot of the pharmaceuticals. Do not consume if you're pregnant. And then I got to thinking after I wasn't pregnant, okay, if I'm not supposed to be taking this stuff when I'm pregnant, why would I want to take it when I'm not pregnant? Right? Because now I have these like beautiful little humans that I made that I have like every reason in the world to just be the best version of myself for. And if I'm just loading myself up with all of these, numbing agents, whether it's for allergies or cold and flu or headache or pain or whatever, then I'm not showing up, right? I'm just numbing, 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 right? So that was my why. Okay, so I want, what's your why? Why do you want to do this? Or maybe for you, it's, you're looking at your budget and you have other things that you want to spend your money on, and you're going, okay, it's time to spring clean, and I'm having to like remortgage my house to, buy all these cleaning products, right? Because you want to think, even if you're going to the dollar store and paying $3.50, and that would probably be on the cheaper end because nothing at a dollar store is a dollar, right? Or even if it was on sale at the grocery store or whatever, you're still spending, say, $4, cheapest after tax, on a bottle of cleaning solution, okay? And then you need a multi-purpose cleaner. You need a glass cleaner. And you can't just get any glass cleaner because it's going to leave streaks, right, peeps? You need a wood polish. You need a stainless steel cleaner. You need it in the form of wipes. You need a spray. You might need new cloths to whatever, right? So say there's like 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, $28. And that's on the lowest end that you just spent on a bunch of stuff. And guess what's going to happen when you spray that aerosol to clean your kid's hockey bag, or when you spray that stuff on the wood to polish it and make it shiny, when you spray that stuff on the glass and then go to wipe it down, guess where it's going? When you smell it, okay, so yes, it's going up your nose, into your nasal passages, and working with your brain, okay, going and working in your limbic system, and it's also going into your lungs, okay? And all of these chemicals, your body's going, what is going on right now? So it actually, it starts kind of like being mutated a little bit, right? Because it's trying to get rid of all of the toxins in your body. And if we are just constantly overloading ourselves, this is where we see things like, chronic inflammation, autoimmune disease, different forms of cancer, breathing issues. And there's certain things, I always say there's certain things we have control over, and there's certain things that we don't. But you vote with your dollars every single time that you choose to go and buy that product. Okay. So there's maybe another reason. Maybe you're sick of voting with your dollars in that way. Maybe there's somewhere else you want to spend your money. Whatever that reason is, step number one is you have to know why you're going to do this, or else you're going to cave and you're going to be like, screw this. I'm ordering it with my groceries. If you're an online grocery shopper, it's the best. And that's it. Enough's enough. So first thing, if you gotta like pause me right now, or you gotta like grab a pen and paper, I'll ramble for a second because I'm really good at that. And I want you to write that down. Why is this important to you? Okay. Is it your kids? Is it your finances? Is it your health? Is it your family's health? What is it? What's going on? Okay. There's like 100 different things that it could be. Okay. Next, what I want you to do is I want you to make a list. I want you to write down all of the different ways that you can reduce your toxic load, that you could hop into DIY. And then we're going to look at what part is most important to you. So when we look at our wellness pyramid, okay, reducing your toxic load, you can do that through the food you eat. Nutrition is our foundation, right? Then we have movement, okay? So are you sweating? Okay, so getting those toxins out of your body. Do you need a little motivation to move? Maybe that's your first DIY if that's a goal for you, right? Personally, before you even watch this, if you were just like, God, I just wanted to get more active. If you need support with that, what solutions are you going to turn to? Okay. And then the next is sleep management. So are you currently taking something to help you sleep, or to help with stress management? What are you doing with sleep and stress? That's in the realm here. The next one is toxic load. Okay. So, I mean, we've talked about that in the form of cleaning products, medications, whatever, right? Like things that you are putting on and in your system. Okay, so you want to reduce your toxic load. This is going to help with like a plethora of things, from hormones to like just your everyday aches and pains, to mood and emotional support. Okay, and then the top of it is proactive self-care. Okay, so what are you doing for self-care? Do you need support with that? Are you currently doing anything? What does your, maybe it's, you know, for the ladies out there, maybe it's like what your skincare, right? Like, do you have like a 10-step line? And well, there's nothing wrong with that, but what's in it is my thing. Okay. What's in your lotion? What's in your body sprays? What's in your deodorant? You can tell it's a soft spot for me. What's in it? What are you putting on your skin? Okay. And then the top is your healthcare. Okay, so are you currently on medications that are causing more harm to your body than good? Okay, so and again, I'm a huge advocate for our current healthcare system. My daughter has to take insulin every single day because her body doesn't produce it, and you kind of need it or else you die. Okay, so super grateful for modern medicine. Okay, so I want to make sure I throw that out there, but I'm also saying that there's a lot of different things that is in that we have in our everyday lifestyle that is causing some of the issues. And then we go and put these chemicals in our bodies that actually, have side effects, right? And we all know those people, if you're not that person, that, you have to take a medication to counteract the other medication's reaction, right? And so where do you want to focus? Okay, so I want you to actually say, okay, this is my realm. That's where I want to focus. And then I want you to take some time when we're finished today, and make a list of all of the different things in those areas. So for me, what I did is I had to go in chronological order. Okay. So from the moment I wake up in the morning, what am I putting on or in my system? Okay. First thing I do, I get up, I brush my teeth. Okay. Toothpaste, write it down. And then I hop in the shower, my shampoo, my conditioner, my body wash, my facial line. Okay. I'm out of the shower now. My lotion, my face stuff, whatever I'm putting on my face, whatever, right? So that's how I did it. That was when I had a huge awakening to realizing that, I wasn't even dressed in the morning, and I had put like 20 things on my system, which was crazy to me. And then, so after I wrote it all down, I kind of said, okay, where am I going to get some quick wins? Where? So when I first started using plants in my life, a big part of what I wanted to do was make over my medicine cabinet. That is where I personally chose at the top of the pyramid. Because I was pregnant and I was still having things like allergies, cold and flu, all that kind of stuff, right? When you're pregnant, there's like digestive stuff that goes on. How sexy is that? And there's also like sleeping, energy, all that kind of stuff. And I couldn't take anything. Okay. So for me, I was like, okay, comes down to nutrition and plant-based. How's that going to happen? Right. So that's when I started, and we'll talk about some of the different things that you can do for DIY, but ultimately that's how I got into essential oils, because essential oils are they're the most potent way to use a plant. Okay. I say this all the time. If I have indigestion, I can either have a cup of water with peppermint in it, 1 drop of peppermint oil, or 28 cups of peppermint tea. Okay. Which one do I want to have, right? Same plant, just in a different form. Okay. So that's kind of how I got into essential oils, was through that mode. And then babies were born and their skin just hated all the Johnson & Johnson that I got as baby shower gifts. True story. So make your list, set your intention. Where are you going to start? Now, I want you to look at that list. Where are you going to get the best bang for your buck? Okay, the best bang for your buck. These are going to be, so if you're looking, depending on where you're looking at, making over your medicine cabinet, a huge bang for your buck. Only because you're training your brain to think differently. Okay, we do not live in a society. If you are watching me right now, you are an early adopter, my friend. Okay, you were not raised, and maybe you were one of the rare people that were using plants before it was cool to use plants. Now it's starting to get cool to use plants, which is awesome. But you know, if this is not how we were raised, we have to like unlearn all of this stuff before we can get to a point where we actually can start to apply it, right? So what's going to give you that best bang for your buck? So making over your medicine cabinet is a big one, because then you're not relying on things like pharmaceuticals when you get a headache, or when you can't sleep, or when you need some energy or some emotional support, or it's cold and flu season or allergy season, whatever's coming up in life, you're not relying on pharmaceuticals. Okay, so that would be a good bang for your buck. Making over it's spring. If you want to make over your cleaning bucket, another really good bang for your buck. We've been talking a lot about that this month. And then if you are looking to specifically, you know, okay, you have your list, whether it was a chronological list like what I had created, or just a room by room list, your two biggest rooms that you can DIY first are your kitchen and your bathroom. Okay, so your bathroom is where you keep all the stuff that you put on your skin when you're naked, right? You get out of the shower or you're in the shower, and before you get dressed, that's when you're putting all your stuff on, right? You kind of dress yourself before you dress yourself. So paying attention to, you know, this stuff, people just don't pay attention to what they put on their skin. It is your largest organ. It is protecting all of the stuff that's keeping you alive. And yet we dose it with chemicals on a regular basis. So I would suggest starting there. That's personally where I started. And then I moved to my kitchen. Okay, so with your kitchen, I mean, in that space, your kitchen's your heart of your home, right? And if you were going to spray a Lysol or spray a Febreze or have a candle going or have a plug-in or whatever, that's going to be the space that you're going to have it, right? This is also where you cook your food. And we talked about nutrition is the foundation of our health. So if nutrition is the foundation of our health, what are you cleaning your dishes with to then eat off of? And I'm not trying to like, you might be going, okay, Glenn, you're getting a bit ridiculous here on me. But am I? Because really, you want to think about all of these little things. And I'm not saying jump right into it. I'm saying when you're ready, what you wash your dishes in matters. What you wash your clothes in matters, right? And maybe your why is, you know, like step number one was finding your why. Maybe your why is like, oh my God, I'm so itchy. I'm sick of being itchy. Okay, well then you're going to want to start with nutrition and you're going to want to start with reducing your toxic load. And those are going to be the biggest ones, right? So, so if you are, then you're going to start with your kitchen and your laundry room, right? And get rid of all of those things that are touching your skin or going in your system to feed your body, okay? So where are you going to get best bang for your buck? Step number 4, take it one item at a time. If you start looking at that list going, holy mother bleep, how am I going to get this done, right? The key is honestly just set a goal. For me, I said to myself, I am going to do one item a week because that is sustainable for me. Say I chose every Sunday, right? I was going to make over something, the next thing on my list. I started with my bathroom and I was like, where's the best bang for my buck? I chose toothpaste and deodorant because I brush my teeth all the time and I'm wearing deodorant all the time. And I had no, I guess I didn't have a tie financially to my deodorant, right? So that was a good DIY place to start. And health benefit wise, my mom's had breast cancer a couple times. We have other people in our family that have had it, and the link between deodorant and breast cancer is there. It's real, right? So I thought, okay, this is going to be a really quick win, right? So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking quick win. But all you can do, guys, is take it one item at a time, okay? So a nice sustainable way would be to say, okay, 1 or 2 items a week. Okay. And that is absolutely sustainable. So then just start going through your list. Okay. And whatever you decided in the steps above, the next thing you want to make sure you do when you're doing a DIY is understanding safety. Okay. So a lot of your DIY products are going to be made with, we talk about plants, right? And the most potent way to use plants and the most convenient way is through the essential oils, okay? So I personally use doTERRA because they're pure, okay? And I know when I started dabbling, I was grabbing them, you know, at the health food store, or if I was at Shoppers or the grocery store, wherever. I mean, and this was even 6-7 years ago, before essential oils were cool, right? And I was getting like zero consistency. And then I would start reading the bottles, and I encourage you to do that. If you need to find your why, just start reading the bottles of all the crap that you're cleaning your house with. And then looking what those names actually mean. That'll help you. So I started reading the bottles on these essential oils, and I'm going like, you know, keep out of reach of children, do not take internally, put 15 drops in a diffuser. And it just made me go, if I can't take this stuff internally, or if it's for aromatic use only, why do I want to breathe it in? Like, I'm trying to reduce my toxic load here, people, right? So that's when I started doing my research, and doTERRA came up like top notch, right? So that's how I got started. I was like, okay, I've got these essential oils, let's put them to work, right? And it's really recognizing, and I use the words put them to work for a reason, right? You don't work in this life, okay? You got to let this life, you know, it doesn't work you got to work it in all areas, right? And this is one of those areas that unfortunately it's really up to you. You have time to do your research. You don't have time not to do this, right? And when it comes to your health, you pay now or you pay later. Period, right? It is definitely one of those circumstances where that's 100% true, right? Whether it comes to whatever you choose to focus on, right? And we know tons of people, and I know my parents are a good example of this. I know a lot of people that, you know, when you can, it depends on how you take care of yourself in one area of your life, and it will absolutely impact you in all areas of your life, right? How you deal with stress, how you, what you're eating, how much you're moving. You know, if you look at people that have been using like just chemicals on their skin, and this is the thing. I remember when I was younger, little, everyone was like, the Avon lady is here, the catalog is here, and everybody was using it. Well, check the health of your Avon lady that's been using Avon for 50 years and see how she's doing, right? Probably not great. And I'm not even going to revoke that statement, only because, I mean, God bless the Avon lady, but there's nothing in those products that is good for you, right? And so I'm just going to leave that one there, right? But the idea is that you want to start paying attention now. It doesn't matter what stage in your life. I don't care right now if you are, you know, 20 watching this, or if you are 85 watching this. Doesn't really matter. Wherever in between. I want you to kind of, you know, think about what you want to do, but understand the safety. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're diluting it when you're using the essential oils. And I want you to just understand that they are potent. Okay, so a few things you're going to want to have on hand. That is water. Water is going to be a big thing to dilute with. And then when you're doing like cleaning products, you're going to use things like vinegar, baking soda, castile soap. So castile spelled C-A-S-T-I-L-E, and I use Dr. Bonner's unscented. Okay, so they have scented ones, but you're going to scent them yourself. Okay, and you really want to stay away from scented or the word fragrance, because there's about a billion chemicals behind that one word. Okay, and so I honestly, like, there's the doTERRA coconut oil that you can get, or if you are at the grocery store, you can get like, I buy this PC one, and I actually just got it the other day, so I'm going to open it for you guys, because you can see the top on it is actually really awesome for DIY. Here we go. So this will be with all your cooking oils. It's going to pop up. See? Look at that little spout on there. That's awesome if you're trying to make a roller ball, maybe, or if whatever you're making, you're going to love it. So when it comes to the tools you need to make your blends, I'm not picky, right? Go get your baking soda at the bulk barn, or the bulk food store. Get your coconut oil wherever, get your diffuser wherever. It's the essential oils that are actually going to provide the therapeutic benefits. So that's where I'm saying I speak for doTERRA because of their potency and their purity. So you want to make sure that you are diluting, because regardless of, I mean, and you have to understand that you're not going to overdose, or you're not going to, you know, take too much. The kind of the rule of thumb is 24 drops in 24 hours. Okay. But I can tell you, as someone that takes them internally every day, I diffuse them every day, I wear them every day, I make all my products with them, and I drink them in my water all day, I'm at around 20 to 21 drops. And that's with immersing myself in them. Okay. So, even if you choose to do like me and immerse yourself in them, it's going to be very hard to come to that 24 drops in 24 hours. Okay. So there's that. But even, you know, you think about it, even if you were to take, you know, too much plants, it's still not going to have the effect on you as taking too much pharmaceuticals, taking too much, inhaling too much Lysol. Okay. That is the stuff that's going to actually kill you. Okay. So, again, I'm going to leave that with you too. So, the next thing I really encourage you to do is look how you can multi-purpose your DIYs. So for example, you know, it goes back to our mindset. We have to change our mindset around, you know, we don't have to have a cleaner for everything, right? Like, I remember having steering wheel cleaner. Like, who the hell needs steering wheel cleaner? I did. Whereas now I literally look at my cleaning bucket and I have my, it's an On Guard multi-purpose cleaner, and I have a glass cleaner, right? And the glass cleaner is just water, vinegar, lemon, essential oil. That's it. And the On Guard multi-purpose cleaners, I actually buy the On Guard cleaner concentrate because it's more cost effective than using castile soap and water and On Guard. Okay. And you just need, like, in a big spray bottle, you need a tablespoon. So highly recommend that. But that's all I have. And then my glass cleaner is also my stain remover for my clothes. So when my kids come home with God knows what all over them from school or outside playing or whatever, or my husband comes home from work and has all this stuff on him, I'm using that water, vinegar, and lemon as my pre-wash, my spray and wash, okay, as well. So, and then if you're wanting to start with your medicine cabinet, recognizing that there are certain plants that you will just repurpose, right? So when you're DIYing, and you make a roller ball with lavender in it, okay? So you can get a pack of roller balls. You can see this. I got these from Amazon. And they come in all different sizes, but you can see they're empty roller balls that you're going to reuse after, right? So get yourself an Amazon Prime account. You probably already have one, right? We're good online shoppers. And I like the 5 ml bottles. I'm going to refill it when it's empty anyways, doesn't really matter. A really nice way to have them on the go. But say I make a lavender rollerball, okay? And I have lavender pretty much everywhere in my entire house. And I know initially, say I took it so that I can put it on my feet so that I can go to sleep, okay? I want to get rid of any sleep aids. Well, guess what? That rollerball is actually also good for. So I might make it for sleep support, but you know what? I'm also going to take it to work, and if I get a little bit of anxiety, I'm gonna apply it there. Oh, my kid got a bee sting. I'm gonna apply it on there. Oh, my kid got a sunburn or a rash or a mosquito bite and it's itchy. Put it on there. You were going to use this for so many other reasons, right? So a tool that I really recommend you getting, and we probably can't see it on this screen here, but it's an app called Modern Essentials Plus. Okay, can you see it? Kind of, sort of. The nice part of it's $3.99. Totally worth it to know how to use and work plants into your life. And you can search by ailment, but here's the thing, you can also search by oil or plant, okay? So if I were to search something, we were just talking about lavender, so let me search lavender. It'll tell me everything that it's good for. So agitation, anxiety, appetite loss, arrhythmias, bites, stings, blisters, boils, burns, calming, cancer, chickenpox, clubfoot, concentration, convulsions, crying, cuts, dandruff, depression. Okay, so it goes through everything that it's good for. Okay, and what I like about this is it's research based. Okay, you can Google it, absolutely. It won't cost you $3.99. However, my time is worth more than $3.99, and I can only read so many mom blogs before I'm like, tell me what I'm supposed to use. And at 2 a.m., someone wakes up with a fever, I can just look up fever, okay? We're talking about DIYs today. I won't get off track, I promise. Even though I already have like 20 times. The nice part about this is it has DIYs in here, okay? And whenever the app updates, you get more DIYs, right? So there's like body care. My deodorant that I make is in here. Lotion bars, aftershave, baby wipes, another big one. And then cleaning products. You can look how to make even like for your toilet bowl. So I posted a recipe on how to make dishwasher tabs. You can also make toilet bowl tabs where you toss it in the toilet, and even you can spray some vinegar in there, and then it'll bubble up because it's like pretty much just baking soda and essential oils, and then you clean your toilet and then you're done, right? Easy peasy. There's so many good recipes that are in that app too. So it's called Modern Essentials Plus. Okay, so that is the one you want. But think about how you can start multi-purposing some of your stuff. I mean, you don't have to have it in every spot, right? I just keep my glass cleaner in the laundry room, and then it's like a double whammy, right? And then step number 7 is making sure you have the right tools. So I just introduced you to the Modern Essentials app. That is an amazing tool. There's tons of good recipes too. As I said, just even Google whatever you're looking for. Say you're looking for laundry detergent, type in doTERRA DIY laundry detergent, and such cool recipes will come up on Google, Pinterest, all of them, right? And try out ones that work for you. I'm still trying to figure out, say for like dishwasher pucks, ones that I love the one I'm using, but I'm like, I feel like I could do a little bit better. So every time I make a batch, I don't make a big batch because I want to play around with the recipe a little bit, right? Whereas there's certain ones like deodorant I mass produce now because I'm like, I've nailed this one and I love my DIY deodorant. And then have your dilution charts on hand as well. So I'm gonna post a couple of dilution charts in the comment section. I will post them when I'm not online because I can't post them right now. And one is going to be specifically if you are wanting to make roller balls, and another one is if you are, say, filling glass jars like this. And again, I got this one on Amazon, and it just has a little spray nozzle on the top of it. If you're not wanting to buy new stuff and say you drink Perrier or something that comes in a glass bottle, just use that glass bottle and then take your old spray top and you're good to go. And then label it after. And I mean, for labels, you can just pick up some sticker labels, right? And then label them. It doesn't have to be pretty, although you can make it super pretty. All mine look really pretty. And get creative with it, okay? So have your dilution charts, and then depending on there's 3 ways that you can use your essential oils: topically, internally, and aromatically. What are some of the things that you need on hand in order to get it done, okay? So if you are wanting to make something to put on your skin topically, again, grab some roller balls off of Amazon, and those will be, you'll love them, and you're going to constantly be using them. You also, I picked up little jars and little mason jars at the dollar store. They have cute little jars. If you're wanting to make hand soap, as long as it has a foaming top on the top, and again, I've seen those at Winners or the dollar store or whatever. Amazon has them. And then making sure that you have some coconut oil, whatever. I personally like coconut oil. You can also use jojoba oil. You just don't want to use anything like vegetable oil because that's just not good for you. It's like making a roller ball with plastic, right? It pretty much defeats the purpose, right? But make sure you have your coconut oil on you, and whatever you need for that specific recipe. And then the nice part is you get to use whatever essential oils you want. The key ones that you're going to use if you are DIYing and you're wanting to clean, whether it's clean the air or clean the surface, On Guard is gonna be a big one. It already has those really high antioxidant plants in there to help cleanse the air, cleanse the surface, and there's a ton of research on it showing already about how well it cleans versus using something like Lysol, right? And it smells really good. I'm kind of like Pavlov's dog when it comes to On Guard. But then, so say I was making a room spray, I would fill it with water, and put some, according to the dilution chart of what I'm using it for, I'm going to put in On Guard, and then that's going to actually do the work of killing all the stuff, all the germs, what I want to do. But then I get to scent it myself. So I'm a citrus lover. So I love to scent things with like lemon or wild orange or grapefruit. Or if it's something that I know I'm going to spray around my house, or even when I make like a carpet deodorizer, which is basically just baking soda and then I scent it with essential oils. I love to use an emotional oil like Elevation, right? I will roll around on my carpets all day long if it smells like Elevation. Or there's actually a purifying blend called Purify. And that's a really good one too. So those are the ones that you're going to use for cleansing. And even I tricked my brain, like on cleaning day, I diffuse lemon because I was a Pine Sol girl, right? So I associate lemon with clean. So I just make sure your lemon is diffusing on that day. It's beautiful. So, make sure that you have those things on hand and do what you got to do in order to trick your brain through it, okay? You'll eventually get to the point where you won't even be able to walk down the chemical aisle in the grocery store. Like if I could DIY light bulbs, I would, and then I wouldn't even need to go down that section, or garbage bags, right? Anyways, I digress. If you are wanting to take them internally, say you're wanting to make over your medicine cabinet, or you're wanting to be a little bit more proactive with your healthcare, then you're going to start taking essential oils internally. And I highly recommend getting some veggie capsules. So I buy the bottle of 160 through doTERRA because they're vegetable based. I've seen them in other spots too, but they were gelatin based, which again, if I'm paying attention to what I'm putting in my body, I'm not interested in petroleum products entering my system. So the doTERRA ones, I think it's like $5, $6 for a bottle of 160. So well worth it. Not an investment in order to not have to taste something like tea tree or oregano or even On Guard. It smells great, but it doesn't taste great, right? So highly recommend having those for the DIY of your medicine cabinet. And then when you're looking at aromatic use, this is where you can see I have a where am I at here? I have a couple diffusers right behind me. Just having your diffusers where you're going to need them. And you want to make sure it's a diffuser and not a, like a, what's the air mister things? Not like you guys are going to answer me right now, anybody? That put moisture into the air. So you don't want anything like that. You want a diffuser, because what it does is actually vibrates, breaks down the particles, and puts them into the air in a way that is actually giving you the therapeutic benefits versus just the smell. Okay, so even burning oils, it'll give you the smell, not the therapeutic benefit. So that's something you want to pay attention to. And then even your aromatherapy jewelry, right? So you can get aromatherapy jewelry that you just, on these little lava beads here, you put a couple drops, and then you have them as DIY support on the go, okay? So if you know that stress gives you a headache, instead of carrying around a bottle of Tylenol to conquer that headache, how can you stop yourself from getting stressed in the first place? Okay, that's that. But guys, DIY, it's, once you jump into it, it's not difficult. It's actually really, really, really easy. And it will have an impact on your entire health, okay? So as much as I used to say, oh, I'm not a DIY girl, oh, I don't have time for that, I honestly, I'm like, if I care about my health, which is really my why, then I don't have time not to, right? And now that I'm into it, I'm like, God, this is really, really super convenient, because, you know, I do laundry at 5 a.m. and 9 p.m., right? Like that's when it's not during the day. It's not when my kids are home and we're doing whatever. It's when I first wake up, I'm putting in a load, and when I'm getting ready to go to bed, I'm switching it over, right? That's kind of when I'm doing it. And it's like, that's also when I'm going to run out of, you know, laundry detergent. So the fact that I have everything in my kitchen to just whip up a batch is, I can't even go to that part of, even if I was in the grocery store, even if I wanted to pack my kids up at 5 a.m. or 9 p.m. To go to the grocery store, I can't get to that part of the grocery store in that amount of time that I can just go whoop, 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 right? You get yourself a funnel, a container, and you just start mixing stuff together, and you can make it smell however you want. Like, gone are the days at Christmas where I'm like, I need a cinnamon scented candle. No, I have the oil. I put it in my diffuser. Merry Christmas. It's amazing. I love it. So what can you do, right? And even your old essential oil bottles, you can repurpose them. So like I have a bottle of TerraShield here, and I bought these little droppers so that it's easy to just drop it where I need it, right? Rather than, because it kind of pours funny. Or if some of the thicker plants, you can buy droppers. Or you can get these little spray toppers, again, good old Amazon. You can find them, and you can turn your essential oil bottle into a spray bottle. Okay, there's tons of things that you can do without wasting. And this turned into my husband's love language, because initially he was like, really, Dee, you're gonna make all of our stuff? And now he's like, you know, our grocery bills are significantly less because I'm not going to that part of the store. I don't go where the pharmaceuticals are, and I don't go where the cleaning products are. And it's just more like, forget like my time. Like, I put so much value on my time and what it's worth. This is where DIY is where it's at for me, 100%. So hope you guys picked up a few little tips and tricks. If you were just right smack dab in the middle of this, comment some of the things, like, how's it going? Where have you got your quick wins? What recipes are you loving? Post them in the feed, and I'm super curious to hear from you guys. But I really hope that you don't, if you're in that space of Delyn's drunk right now talking about DIY, what's she thinking? I really want you to hurry up and get out of that space, because trust me, I was there and I was stubborn about it. But it's honestly, it's one of those things that when you're trying to nail down whatever part of your health, you're going to end up making your own stuff, and then you're going to end up feeling way better because you're going to actually know what's going on around you, and what you're putting in your system, and you're going to save yourself a ton of money in the process. So that is my 2 cents. Happy Monday, you guys. Have an awesome day.